Now we can add an image to the main view. So far, the MyPad World app displays a white view with a black status bar for the entire 1024 by 768 pixels at up to 24 bits per pixel. We need to put those pixels to work. A compelling iPad app needs to immerse the user in an experience, even if that experience is the appearance of a leather-bound address book rather than a simple contact entry form. The basis of any kind of immersive experience is the image you display in the view. To place an image in your app, you first need an image. Although you have plenty of pixels to work with, you should create artwork for the final image in a larger multiple of the pixel dimensions you need, so that you can add depth and details before scaling it down accurately to the iPad display size, which is 1024 by 768 pixels. The preferred format for an image in your project is a .png format. Although most common image formats such as JPG for JPEG will display correctly, Xcode automatically optimizes .png images at build time and makes them the fastest and most efficient image type for use in iPad applications. Now I happen to have an image right here that we can use for our purposes. Now it's a simple matter to simply drag the image file into our supporting files folder. However, just so you know, if you were in Xcode and your graphics file was somewhere on your hard drive and you'd rather do it from Xcode, you could also choose File, Add File, and then look for it. But since we have it right here, I'm going to drag it right in to our supporting files. Now the first thing you see is the Choose Options for Adding These Files dialog. In the destination, we want to copy it into the Destinations Group folder. Yes, that is correct. We want that option turned on. We want to copy this graphics file into the project folder. We don't need to create a group because we're not copying an entire folder. And we want to make sure it's added to this target, MyPad World. So we click Finish. Our Windsurfer image now appears as we click on it in the Project Navigator. Now, some may want to do this without making a copy of the image file. You could have unchecked that option, Copy Items into the Destination Groups folder. Xcode would have simply created a pointer to the image file wherever it is on your hard drive. And the advantage of using that method is that you can modify the image later and Xcode will use the modified version automatically. But the disadvantage is that Xcode might not be able to find the image file if you happen to move it. My preferred method is to copy the file. If I change the image, the source image file, I simply keep the same name for the change file and drag it back into the project to replace the older file. And then I just build the project again. Now, where do we want to use this image? We want to use it in the MyPad World View Controller nib file, where we have a view, which is right here. This button down here opens the dock. In case you're using the Interface Builder editor, you can select View here. But if you open it, it's better to see if there's anything in the hierarchy that might show up here. Now, we've selected View, and what we want to do is we want to drag an image view object. So we go over to the objects over here in our library of objects. And what we're looking for is really a data view. And we see down here as we scroll, there's an image view. As you can see, it displays a single image or an animation. In this case, what we're using it for is to display a single image as the background image of the main view. Now, the easiest way to deal with this image view with a small screen like this, let's click Done. Since it's very difficult to place and see everything, what I like to do is I'm going to fill the entire main view with this image view to find a corner here, or actually on the other side here. Then I drag my image view and I try and line it up with that corner. Now, as I scroll, I see that it doesn't quite reach this corner, and I can resize it by dragging this handle. And I go to the bottom, and I see it doesn't quite reach the bottom either, so I drag this handle. And there, I have set a UI image view as the background image for the main view, for the MyPad World View Controller.zip file. And here it is. As you can see in the hierarchy, it's part of the view. Now, how do I assign the Windsurfer image to it? We go to the Attributes Inspector here. Or, of course, you can always choose View, Utilities, Attributes Inspector. And here we have the image pop-up menu. Let's select that. And Windsurfer shows up because we've already moved it over into the supporting files folder. It's a snap to simply select it. Now let's close our dock and scroll to see how this looks. I think it looks quite nice. If we select Files Owner, we'll see how it looks in color. Now we're ready to save, so we choose File, Save. And we have our MyPad Worldview Controller nib file finished, though not quite. We still need to place an info button somewhere on it. We'll be doing that next.